One thing we can also do inside Photoshop is actually add layer styles. So we can actually pre-style some of our layers before we bring them into After Effects or do anything with it. So let's take a look at some layer styles in Photoshop. All right, so I'm already done adding my text and adding my shapes and things like that, but we can still stylize our layers further. So let's take a look at this gray, this dark gray layer here, and I'm going to add a style to it. So if you don't have any styles showing here, I'll bring this off to the side. If you don't have this window showing on your screen that says styles, go to Window, down to Styles, and make sure that's checked. So Window, Styles, and you can bring this up. And there's all these different types of styles that are preloaded. You've got fabric, fur, natural, which is like wood and water and stone. And then, of course, some basic styles, which is like no style at all or just a basic shadow. And you can actually load some other styles or group some styles here. So let's see here. New style group. So yeah. Let's load a style. So let's load this zebra style here to this gray. And just like that, we've got our zebra style loaded. Now, if we don't like that, we can change it out just by dragging something else onto it. Let's try some grass. Okay, and you can see on your layers, in your layers palette, you've got all of these different things that have happened or that have been added to your layer itself. That's your fabric. That looks like one that I may have created individually, because you can actually create your own style. So if you have if you go into effects, right, if I double click on the effects of this layer, there we are. And you add some things in here. So whether it's drop shadow, pattern overlay, gradient overlays, or any other effects into your layer, you could actually then say, hey, create a new style and save it out as your own style. So that is another thing you can do as well. So for instance, if I come here and I'm going to say, well, I want to add a style. So let's go to gradient overlay. Maybe I don't want that one. Maybe the screen's fine, but let's change the color. Let's go to some blues. We want some blues. And something soft. That one might be nice. Okay, cool. Let's go to pattern overlay, change our pattern. Trees, grass, water. Let's grab water. What's that look like? Okay, that's not bad. Definitely like that one. Let's use that one. You can adjust its scale. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. Adjust its opacity. So you're really making your own style here. And then position, let's see what we can do with position. We'll take that, we'll click OK for that one. And we'll come down here to this bottom shape. Come into effects. Let's double click on the effect, blending options. There we go. And let's do a gradient overlay on that one. And if I did a normal, what's that look like? Okay, and then you could add a texture. That looks kind of cool there. Okay, click OK. So that's pretty cool. So let's come back to our rectangle one for a second and double click on effects so we can pull the effects panel up. So say I really like this effect and I want to keep it for later. What I can do is create a new style just by clicking new style, and we're going to give this a name. I'm going to call this blue marble. And then you can include layer blending options, include layer effects, add to my current library, and click OK. And then click OK. So now if I come to my library, there I've got fabric. Okay, if I open that up, fabric, boom, boom. But then I've got these two down here. And this one's called, if I hover over it, blue marble. That's the one I just created. So there are my layer styles. And you can play around with different styles and creating your own styles inside Photoshop. All right. Next time, we're going to jump into After Effects, bring this image in and start creating some layers or using this image with individual layers and then animating this to create a motion graphic. I'll see you there.